Hello, good evening, and welcome to tonight's video. Right now, as you join me here, I am none other than in the middle of what used to be MONKTON Coke Works, in pitch black darkness. There's no light here whatsoever, apart from my night vision, and that's it. It's all there is. So I hope there's no, serial killers down here or anything similar, like homeless people with knives who are asleep and I disturb them or anything. It will not be a good situation, I don't think. I've got a little bit better night vision this time. I've got a new light to go with this camera, so hopefully I should be able to see a bit better, but I don't know how long the battery's going to last. And the time is about 3 AM in the middle of the night. It's very quiet here at the minute. There's a few cars on the road back up there I can hear on and off passing, but that's about it. So without further ado, we're going to head down this very muddy path. I could go along the path along this way, but it's even extra muddy on that one, so I don't think I should venture down there. I'll show you down the path, see if we can see anything. Well, anything with the light, I mean. See the view down the path, right? Not anything else. There's no people here that I know of. Well, not in this bit anyway. So let's get cracking. Okay. So I've just switched my other light on. I can turn it up higher because it's got like a adjustable brightness control. Now you can see down the path a bit better. There you go. So down there is extremely muddy indeed. Some might find this a very spooky location. I don't know what it comes across like on the screen here as you're watching it, but believe me, it is pitch black. You can't see a hand in front of your face or a person. And there's back where I came from, up by the road. You should just be able to see the street lights. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head down this path, and I think it comes out. What's that? Something's glistening down the middle there. It's probably nothing. I think it's just the trees. It's the way it looks on the screen. It looks strange, like something was moving, but it's not. Anyway, we're going to go down here, and I don't know why, but hang on a minute, I've got to check something here. This is where we're going to head down here, straight ahead in front of us. I've just noticed something on my light. I think it's gone down by one light already on the battery, which is not good because I've just charged the bloody thing. Oh, I've pulled the wrong torch out now. Hang on. Yes, we've lost one light already, so we're going to get moving, because it might not last very long. I do have a power bank with us though. I might be to power it off the power bank. Hang on a minute, I've lost my glove. Oh shit. I sure I'll leave the other glove off. It's not too cold. Alright, we're going to head down here. Oh my god, it's extremely muddy. I'm going to be taking so much mud back in the house. I'll tell you that much. That's for sure. I should really have my torch on, like, because I can't see anything. I can barely see anything at all. That's my breath you can see. I was going to stay quiet a few times on here to see if we can hear any frogs or anything. I met some frogs last night, you know, up here. Well, just a bit further up from here. There's loads of them all over the path in front of us. Tons of them. I nearly ran them over. I felt bad. I had to switch my bike light on higher and like ride really slow so I could steer around them. I was talking to a few of them, but they weren't really taking much notice. You know, I asked them how their day had been and stuff, but nah, they didn't give us too much information. In fact, what am I saying? They didn't give us any information. Not that I know of anyway. They didn't even make any croaky noises either. Uh-oh, what's that? I've suddenly heard like an engine come on somewhere. Oh, it's not somebody on a quad bike. because just down the bottom of this path somewhere, somebody had a fatal accident on one of those. I don't want to be in front of one coming. You know what I mean? Where the hell am I here? This is a bit spooky to say the least. I can't say a thing. Just to remind you how dark it is, I'm going to turn this extra night vision off. I'd write down in you at least. Look. And that's still on, by the way. I'll turn it off. That's with it off. The night vision on the actual camera is still on, as you can see there. But I have to put the external night vision on to get it so we can see better. There we go. Right then. I'm going to keep walking down this path here. I'm not sure where I am at the minute because I usually go the other way. Back up where we just come from and turn right. In the daytime at least. And what's down there? I think it leads to maybe back to towards what do you call it? Finkel Road direction, I think. Anyway. Oh, I know where we are now. It comes out next to the wooden benches down here. Now, what was that? Listen. I have known people to be walking their dogs up here at this time of night, so I'll have to watch out for that. Just in case I run into somebody who isn't too friendly. You never know. There's that funny thing on the screen again. You probably can't see it. It's probably just how it looks on my camera screen. It's like something twinkling on the tall grass, the long grass. Oh, I remember this bit here, where these mounds are. I once did a video during the day sitting behind there, talking about me camera and Chris Fleming and stuff. I think I was talking about the K2 meter actually, now that I think about it. Right, down the bottom of here, just this area we're approaching now, this is where me and John, my friend, or now ex-friend unfortunately, were doing an investigation up here, and we both heard somebody say hello out loud, and I did record it, and it was only us here. It was a freezing cold night. Tonight it's quite mild, well, mild compared to where it has been lately, put it that way. So but we both heard it. John wasn't sure where, you know, he thought it was a kid, but I'm pretty sure it was a bloke, and it was a bloke because I played it back and it was on my recording, and it was a bloke. And I was up here a few weeks back, probably a couple of months ago now, or maybe longer, and I was just at the bottom of here next to the seats, and I heard somebody say something else, and it's the same spot where me and John were. The only thing was, it was still light, and there's nobody here. And then a few minutes later, a bloke come down the path. It wasn't him, because he wasn't saying nothing. In fact, I said something to him. I asked him if he had witnessed anything around here, and anything like heard anyone speaking when there's no one here, and he says no. He says, what are you trying to say, like a ghost or something? I says, well, you know, you never know. And he laughed, and then he just walked off. And he used to work at the Coke Works apparently, that used to be right on this spot here. And there's a little bit of light coming off the factories here, but not much. So we've reached the wooden benches area here. So I just thought we'd have a little bit of a spooky walk through the trees in pitch black darkness there. But this is the spot where I heard the voice a couple of times now at least. I heard a bang in the factory there, but the voice was out here. It wasn't from the factory. The thing is, just a few feet up here around the corner of that bush, them trees there, that's where the fatal accident happened on the sadly a guy crashed his quad bike in the dark. I don't know if he had headlights on or he didn't have any lights on and he didn't see the barrier, and he must have been going quite fast down the path, and he hit the barrier, and he sadly passed away. So I know he was a fan of Family Guy, the TV show, because I I did find his Facebook page, which is still up, I think, or it was a while ago. I don't know if it still is. And it tells you all his favourite TV shows and movies and stuff. And also, if some of you who watch me channel on a fairly regular-ish basis, if there is such a person, I was once up here with somebody called Chris, who I did an investigation with at this exact spot, and the fatal accident spot just a bit further up the path here. Unfortunately, I think he was having us on that night, and I thought he was being serious, but never mind. But if you haven't seen that video, it's on here on my channel where we did an investigation. But Chris keeps saying, do you feel like someone's watching or stuff? I says, not really. And he was saying things like where there wasn't anything, like, and overreacting and stuff. I thought, well, it was starting to feel a bit like an episode of Most Haunted or something, which is never a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to keep it real, you know what I mean? Try to. I don't overreact. I try not to overreact. Obviously, if I get a fright, I'm gonna, get a fright, but I tend not to most of the time. Maybe the odd time when if there's a loud noise or something flies in front of your face, a bird in the dark, like the time when I was at Dunstanburgh Castle with Graham Hunter, the spiritualist medium. I got the fright of my life there, alright. I went up these stairs in Dunstanburgh Castle in the dark. Was snuck into the castle, right? Not there's much left of it. I went up the staircase, like a spiral staircase, got to the top. All I could see was through my night vision on the camera screen, and it was pitch black. I couldn't see anything around us. And basically what happened was, I says, Graham, I can hear something in front of us. He goes, really? And then all of a sudden, I says, hang on. And then all of a sudden, I went to reach forward or something, and there was like bloody pigeons or seagulls or something. It was a nest. I couldn't see them, though, although I down below my camera. And they flew right in my face, like in the corner. It was a dead end up at the top of the castle. I got the fright of my life, literally. I tell you. So I'm heading up to where the fatal accident spot was now. I was going to go up to see the frogs again if they're there tonight, but I haven't got the best camera for recording them with, because I need an autofocus camera for the best results, like so I can get close in shots of them and it'll be in focus. This camera doesn't have that, you see. I can hear like a whining sound coming from the factory. Maybe one of the blokes who works there has got his wife with him tonight. But bum. Anyway, I didn't mean that sort of whining, but I don't know. It's very muddy up here. Like I said, it's puddles everywhere. Seriously. I was up here last night, like I said, but I didn't record anything. I went all the way up to Wardley because I had a mission to do something up there. It'll forever remain top secret, though. I can't reveal that information on here, what happened up at Wardley last night. Apart from us meeting the frogs, that's as far as it's going to go. Right, anyway, on with this. Okay, we're now continuing up this path, and there's no light whatsoever pretty much on this bit at all, apart from my infrared night vision. That's all. I'm trying not to walk in the puddles. Let us know if you spot any rabbits on the screen here, because there's often rabbits up here running everywhere, and now I'm only looking at a small screen, so I might miss them, you see. So I'll stop for a second now. You should be able to see there's a factory over that fence there. There's no lights on the side of that one. So we're coming up to the barrier where sadly that person had the crash on his quad bike. It's very sad to hear about things like this, isn't it? I don't mean any disrespect if any relatives are watching this. I'm up here just to shoot a little video around here because it's a nice area with all the trees, and plus it used to be the Coke Works, you know. So it's an interesting area, you know. It really is, in my opinion. And it's like being out in the countryside, because there's trees and everything. Lots of them, and paths through the trees. I would go through the trees on the paths, but Like I say, I think it's extra muddy under there, and I don't want to take too much mud back home with us. I'll be trailing it all over the hallway floor and kitchen and everything, staircase. And there is some flowers here, I think they were put here recently, I'm not sure. So this is the actual barrier. I've shown this before in a video, but I think I've got better night vision this time. Not that the night vision was bad on my last video here. It's just that I've vastly improved this one, I think. At least it looks good on the screen here. I don't know what it looks like when it's on the bigger screen. So I believe the reason this barrier is here at all is because it's to stop cars coming down this path. What is this? The bird just flew over. I did get a little bit of a startle there because I was talking and I didn't know what it was at first. All I heard was nip, 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 like the Roadrunner or something. Anyway, so I think this barrier was put here to stop cars coming down this path and running people over and stuff. You know, for safety reasons, I think. But I don't know if this barrier can be opened or is it locked. Might get my torch out and have a look. And here is you can see, I'll go around the other bit. Just here is the pretty recently placed flowers. Nice bunch of flowers, isn't it? I don't know if they're real flowers or not. They probably are. I haven't inspected them that closely to find out, because I got hay fever. I can't get too close to flowers. I'll start sneezing and everything. And that's me bottle clicking in my pocket, I think. At least I hope it is. Right then. So this fence here, I think it's quite a recent fence. It didn't used to be here. This fence. There used to be a different barrier here. I think some of it's the same. There was a metal barrier. That must be the barrier that he sadly crashed into because he didn't see it. I think he was going quite fast in the dark, like now. So when I'm travelling down here on my bike, I have to watch out for crashing into the barrier myself. You got to have your wits about you in the dark, you know. That's why it's always necessary to have bike lights on your bike, so you can see what's in front of you and everything, you know. And there's the bridge over there. You can see the bridge. The bridge that goes. Actually, I think that's the bridge that Mike Halliwell thought was Spuggy's Bridge. On YouTube, he made a video about Spuggy's Bridge, and he was at the wrong bridge. I think I've mentioned that like a million times, but so I was going to check to see if this lock, the gate, opens or not. I don't know. To let cars through. I think it's locked, as far as I can tell. I'll just try and get me torch out. What was that? I just seen something. I think I did. I'm seeing things. Thought I saw something run into them trees there, but I didn't hear anything. That's a weird thing. I just shine my torch down there and see. Right, where I'm pointing my torch, I've narrowed the beam. See here? This area here. I thought I just saw something move quick over there like that. It was quite high off the ground. It didn't look like a rabbit. It was like taller than a rabbit. That's weird. I don't know what that was. And if it was a fox or something, or a cat, I would have heard it because it ran on in the grass. It moved towards the grass, I think, in the trees there. So I would have heard it. I don't know what that was. There, see, I don't know if my eyes were playing tricks on us. But anyway, I was going to check this lock thing. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong end. I don't know. I have to move around the other side. I can't see it properly. There we go. Yeah, I think it's locked. Pretty much locked. So that's good to know. So if there's any vehicles coming down here, they can't get through unless they build a ramp and jump over it or something. That's about it. That was me bottle making a noise there. Well, it's very quiet here at the minute, apart from birds chirping. I'm not sure what time it is. It must be nearly 3:30 or something, or after. I'm not entirely sure. Sometimes I think weather conditions affect, you know, when you hear strange things when you're out by yourself in the dark, like me and John did the night up here, and me by myself when it was light. Maybe it depends on the weather conditions as well. Because, like I say, when me and John were here, it was icy cold, freezing cold night, and it was a bit of a foggy, like bit of fog in the air, and that's when we heard a voice just down the pathway I've just come from. Like I said, just down there. And I often wondered, could it have been off what happened here? But it could have been someone from the Coke Works from years ago who maybe passed away at the site. I don't know. You never know. Or it could have been the person that had the crash here trying to get our attention. I've no idea. But we both often wonder, I guess, we wondered what it was or who it was. But I guess we'll never know for sure. So, it's a pity there's no seats here I could do with a sit down about now. I mean, the seats are back there. I should have sat down there while I had the chance. Oh well. Well, I've been here for a little bit now. I'm not sure how long I've been here. I think I might head up further behind us, up the path here, see if the frogs are out tonight. But I can't stay out for much longer because I must be getting on for about 4 AM. And I need to get something to eat soon, I guess, when I get back. Don't want to be back too late, because the night I went up to the Laverick Hall farm. Oh no, it was a different one. You haven't seen the other video yet at this point. You might have done, depends which one I put up first. I did another video where I didn't get home till God knows what time, like nearly 7 AM in the morning. So trying not to be that late tonight. I shouldn't be, because I'm not going to Asda or anything tonight. It's not even open, so it's only open from Tuesday to Friday, Asda. 24 hours, that is, when it's open 24 hours. Tuesday to Friday, the one in Bolden. Apart from that, it shuts at 10 otherwise, the other days. Right, let's head up to see if the frogs are there, further up this path. Well, just before we go up to see if the frogs are there, I thought we'd take a bit of a look under this bridge. It's got a ton of graffiti on it, that's for sure. It's got banks down each side, of course, that lead up to the main road, as most bridges do, I guess. And I made a video here a while ago. I don't think I put it on YouTube though. Back then I did record some voices under here. That was ages ago. Not that I'm trying to do that now, of course, I'm just having a look. But yeah, there's a picture of what do you call it? Sausage dog. Like, what's the proper name for them again? I forgot. You know, the thin little short sausage dog type things. There's a painting of one here, like a graffiti painting type thing. It's not bad, like, but I think I've seen better graffiti art. Some back where I come from in HEBBURN as well. Well, this is well, it's not Gateshead actually, isn't it? Well, I guess it's not Gateshead yet. Gateshead's a bit further up this path, technically speaking. I'm getting mixed up. What was that? Oops, someone's coming. Holy shit. Someone's coming. Hang on a minute, I think someone's coming down the path. Oop, I don't drop my bike here. Unless he's on the bridge above. No, he's here. Hi. Alright, good evening. Just making a little video here. Just making a little video just in case you're alarmed or anything. Nothing to worry about. You know about the fatal accident that was up there?
What's that?
There was a fatal accident just at that barrier there, do you know?
No, oh yeah.
Yeah,
it was
someone on
about 2 years ago or something.
Someone on a quad bike.
Oh,
yeah.
I nearly died there when I knew.
that's why I said something. Right, good night. Good night. Oh. Right then. So they were coming down the path. I thought they were on the bridge, but they came down the path. The woman said you got a fright there, but I got a bit of a fright. I heard some guy coughing. I thought there's nobody here, but it's like nearly 4 a.m, you know. So you got to be vigilant. I wasn't that vigilant because I didn't ride off. I stood my ground there, and could have been anyone, you know. Anyway, I say I was admiring this fine artwork on the wall here. It should be in an art gallery, shouldn't it? This bridge must have been here for quite some time, actually. I don't know how long it's been here, but this bridge was here when the Coke Works was here. So I remember I was standing on that bridge with my brother on an evening once when it was still light, and we were taking photographs, or it might have been video actually, of the Coke Works in full swing. There was trucks driving around and all sorts, you know, doing their work and stuff. Yeah, so it's a pity it's all gone, but it was causing a lot of pollution for the people that live around here and the houses nearby, across the road and everything. The windows used to be full of black soot type stuff, and all the gutters in the street next to the curb were full of black soot. The washing was getting covered in it and everything. People were sick of it, and I think people were getting unwell as well with all the pollution. It was making them unwell, you know, bad chests and all sorts of stuff. I think there's a video on YouTube here about that actually somewhere. It's an old one, but it's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I didn't expect to have company down here tonight, but I did. Just briefly. I was just about to ask them if they minded appearing on camera, but they were off, so I thought, well, no point. But you know, they probably would have not been comfortable. So anyway, so probably for the best, especially at this time of night. Yeah. There's that engine noise again. I think it's coming from the factory actually. Okay then, I am now finally gonna head up to see if the frogs are still there, up in the quarry area, what used to be the quarry. I think it was called Wardley Quarry or something similar, something like that. Wardley Park Quarry, something like that. Forget the exact title. But I'm gonna head up there right now. This is Kevin. I've just run into Kevin here on this path that used to be the railway track that used to run through the Coke Works, and he just told me about a fatal accident that occurred at the MONKTON Coke Works. Kevin, can you tell us a bit more about that accident? Do you remember?
I wasn't there at the time, but I know from good authority, because the bloke that lived next door to my mother was the chief chemist there.
Right.
And there was a workman killed, got his head caught between the buffers on the coal trucks.
Right.
And then when he didn't turn up for his break, or they sent people out looking for him, and that's when they found him lying on the tracks. Do you know
roughly what year that would have been?
I was still at school, I'd say early 80s.
Right. And was that the only accident you remember? Or was
there was a couple other accidents,
right,
where people got their arms caught.
Right.
There was a kid I went to school with, he got his arm caught.
Dear me. And was there any other fatal accidents, do you know?
No, that was the only one with the head, like from the work of the Coke Works.
And you said that took place just beyond the bridge, next to where the guy had the accident.
All the lines used to like come down to join the main line, which was just before this bridge.
Right. Because that's interesting to me, because that's near where me and my friend John heard that voice that night, very close to where you described the accident took place. So I often wondered who that could have been. Could have been the guy that had the accident on the quad bike, or was it, like you say, the accident you know about? The person that worked
I do believe in paranormal and stuff. There's got to be something else once you depart this world.
Oh, there definitely is, because I've done this for a long time. I used to communicate with spirits. I've had to stop doing it because I'm getting these attacks, and I experience severe pain night and day, and it's even difficult just to do these videos because I end up with pain right up my back, and it just comes on and it doesn't go off.
I've stopped doing them I used to watch all the programs and take part in like haunted places and that.
Did you?
I started to scare myself because I'd be waking up.
Yeah.
I'd be waking up having nightmares, thinking that there was some like demonic figure at the bottom of the bed.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell if it was part of the dream or whether it was actually there.
So were you in a paranormal group, were you?
Nah, I was just like lads from work.
Right.
They go anywhere that they think's haunting.
Right, because I used to be in Twilight Worlds in South Shields. Used to be in the marketplace in Rosie Malone's pub upstairs. Met a few people. We used to go on our own investigations outside of the group as well, and we did that Laverick Hall Farm, Waitmare Pool. It's now been turned into apartments, unfortunately, but we heard stuff in there in the barn. Some guy saying something and growling when we came out.
I can tell you one for sure.
Yeah.
That happened. Yeah, there's a farm I go to near Stranraer, just up the coast from Port William.
Right.
And the farmer, I'm going back about 20 years.
Yeah.
When he first bought that farm, and the buildings at the back went back several hundred years, and they still had the small stalls in.
Right.
Like where the livestock would be downstairs, and the farmer would live upstairs.
Yeah.
Like now, modern times, they just use the upstairs for storage for the hay.
Yeah.
And the first month or two that he had that, I was there, and I was in the barn in the middle of the night with a lamp, just in there going, like shooting the pigeons and that.
Yeah.
And there was a white figure, looked like a man dressed in white, appeared at the very bottom corner of the stall.
Yeah.
And he started walking towards us, and I was actually sitting on the stairs that went up behind us.
Yeah.
To where the upstairs part was.
And you weren't looking for anything at that point?
No, I was just looking for pigeons to shoot for the farmer.
Right.
And this man got up, and he just like appeared and walked, and he had a lamb under his arm.
Oh.
He was dressed in like 17th century clothing.
Yeah.
He had like a brim hat,
yeah.
and big lamb chop sideboards, and like a smock, like fancy embroidery and everything on it.
Yeah.
And he had a lamb under his arm.
God.
And he walked straight through us.
That sounds like the stone tape theory type thing. You know, where the surroundings, when the conditions are right, they play back recordings from the past. Because how could the lamb appear as well?
Like, the lamb was there, clear as a bell.
Yeah.
And I was still sitting on the stairs.
Did it look like he noticed you or anything? Do you know?
The funny thing was, it wasn't scary. I wasn't scared when I seen what it was. And then he went through us. And when I turned around, I could see the back of him going up the stairs, and I could see the back of the lamb. Yeah. Behind him.
That's amazing.
I mentioned it to my mate who bought the farm. Yeah. But he obviously didn't know anything about it. Right. But over time, when he'd been there, say for the next year or two, there was an old fella in the village. Yeah. And his grandparent, his grandpa used to be the gamekeeper on that particular estate. All right. And when I mentioned it, like strange goings on and all that, and they knew all about it. Apparently it was a regular thing, but only at certain times of the year. Yeah. All right, so common occurrence. He had that farm for maybe 12, 14 years. Yeah. And over those years, I've seen it a few other times. Right. But it wasn't scary. No sound or anything. You weren't walking. Just totally silent. But the detail, you could see the individual stubble, the stitch marking on the top. So was it dark light or? No, it was pitch black in the building. Yeah. The only light I'd have would be the torch from where I was spotting the pigeons and a few rats to shoot. God. But he just like glowed. He was just white. Yeah. Because you know about that famous story down at Spuggy's Bridge down there, where the guy in the scarf and the hat walked out in front of a police car that was on its way to something had happened. It was on its way to a call, and they thought they'd run him over on Spuggy's Bridge, so they slammed the brakes on. You know about that? No. And they thought they'd run him over, and so they searched round the car, looked underneath in the fields, nobody there, and they said he looked like he was dressed in old clothing with a white scarf and a black hat and a long black coat. Mike Hallowell in the the Gazette or the Evening Chronicle had a page about paranormal stuff, and he did the story on it. And he went to the bridge. He did a video on YouTube several years ago, and he was at the wrong bridge. And he was the one that had the most information on it. He went to the wrong bridge because it was the humpback. The bridge is the next bridge up, isn't it? Yeah, the one that was right next to the coke ovens. Right. It was in the film Stormy Monday. You remember that film? Right. With Sting, Tommy Lee Jones, and Melanie Griffith. Yeah, I was never a big fan of Sting. Why not? No. I like the drummer Stuart Copeland. Oh yeah, he was an excellent drummer. He plays keyboards as well because he did a load of film soundtracks. Aye. He did Sting. I was never a big fan of his. You know, I like some of his stuff. I've got some of his CDs. So that's only one I can vouch for. That I definitely know that I was there at the time. Right. I've seen it several times over the next few years. Right. But the likes of that one there. Yeah, that's really interesting. I know it on good authority because the top bloke that worked there lived next door to me mother. Right. I'm recording you on night vision, by the way, just in case you're wondering. You probably guessed. Oh, I need bother. I've got an extra light here because you can't see a thing with this one when you're pointing it further. A lot of space in front of you in the dark, you know. I'll look it up. I might see myself when I'm on night shift. Well, my channel's called Gordon on TV,
I've done all sorts of videos like
that's
comedy.
enough to remember.
Yeah. You ever watch that guy called Franco TV on YouTube?
Nah.
He's in America.
The stuff on YouTube, I tend just to listen to me music.
All right.
I tend not to like watch videos and stuff like that.
What sort of music are you into?
Ever since I was a kid, it's always been punk and heavy metal.
All right. Any particular bands in the heavy metal? Do you know Rat?
Yeah. The two main bands have always been Motorhead and the Damned.
All right. You know Lemmy's buried in Hollywood, Forest Lawn Cemetery in California, where all the actors are and everything. It's amazing.
I was a lifelong fan of Motorhead.
Did you see them in concert at all?
Every time, ever since we're old enough to get into the city hall, every time they played in the northeast, me and my mate went to see them. So
I saw them there once.
Probably seen them knocking on 20 times.
All right.
And since Lemmy died in 2015, we still go to see the Damned every time they play. So
all right,
we've seen the Damned more times than Motorhead now.
Ah, because I went to see them on another Perfect Day tour, I think it was. That guitarist Brian Johnson, was it, from Thin Lizzy? He had the ginger hair, short hair. He was the guitarist for that album. I remember Lemmy said, anyone bought the new album? And someone says, I bought 2. He goes, oh, that's great. Something like that. It was pretty good. Like, I was deaf for weeks after that concert.
Yeah, it was worth it. The support bands.
Anvil, was it? Anvil was one of them.
Anthrax.
All right.
Saxon played a few times.
What, they were supporting Motorhead?
They were supporting Motorhead, aye.
All right.
But then I've seen Saxon a few times just by themselves.
Right, because they've just done a new album, you know.
Aye, funny enough, they were playing bits of it on Planet Rock.
Were they?
Aye.
All right.
Planet Rock, aye.
And they split off into 2 Saxon groups, didn't they? Because was it Graham Oliver or something?
Biff Byford must be about, what, 72 or something now?
Doesn't really look it like.
Aye, he's getting on a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good. Alan Robson, I used to listen to Alan Robson quite a bit. He's probably what got us into ghost stuff. But have you ever phoned up Alan Robson before?
Yeah, I listen to some of the ones that do, like...
He's packed in now. He got kicked off Metal Radio and that.
Yeah, a bit like, what's his name there? Steve Wright.
Oh, he's just passed away.
Shocking that, like, they sacked they finished him and then that was the end of him.
I didn't know he got sacked.
Aye, but I had a reshuffle or whatever and they got
was that
rid of
recent?
All the old ones.
Ages ago when he got sacked?
Not Ken Bruce. Aye, they got rid of some of the old favourite ones.
Alright, so I thought that Steve Wright was still working up until he passed away. Like,
no, they finished him, must be about a year ago as far as I know.
Alright, that's strange.
Yeah. Right, nice talking to you, mate.
Alright, thanks very much for thanks very much for telling us about all the stuff and everything and the information.
You know, like you say, that's a good source because it come from a reliable source, that one.
Right. Well, thanks very much. I really appreciate it.
If you put it out on your like on YouTube on your channel, it might actually be somebody who might be related to him who could tell you better. Well,
I'm a bit worried because some people get a bit angry, you know, when you do videos about accidents and like I've done cemeteries.
I'm only born and bred in a Chiasia, so
I'm
not the only one that knows about it.
Right, yeah. It is online, the story still, so it's public. It's not hidden or anything, you know. Yeah. I forgot the guy's name though, but I did find his Facebook page once when I was researching the incident, you know. You don't remember his name, do you?
No. I was too young.
Alright.
Too young to remember his name. I just remember being told about it.
Because I did it
and then being told not to play on the coal trucks anymore.
Alright. I did an investigation there maybe last year or the year before with some guy called Chris. He was trying to wind us up though. I didn't know, I just met him. But so we didn't do anything else after that. But that video's on there as well. He tried to get us to take it down.
I'll have a spy.
Right. Thanks very much, Kevin. Yeah, nice talking to you. Have a good night. Bye. Okay, so as you've just seen, I just ran into Kevin here on the path, which was used to be the railway line, as I pointed out before, that ran through the MONKTON Coke Works and went right the way up the Wardley, and I think it might have went beyond that, I'm not sure. But he had some very interesting stories, so I hope you enjoyed the stories there from Kevin, and about his taste in heavy metal music. He was into some of the bands that I'm still a fan of, you know, like Motorhead, Saxon. I don't think he knew of Rat. I don't think he didn't really seem to recognise Rat. He might have known them, but he may not have been into Rat. But yeah, he's into some good music, and like I say, he gives us some very good information there, and he did indeed verify that a fatal accident did indeed occur on the MONKTON Coke Works site when it was up and running back in the early 80s. So I didn't know about that. You know, someone sadly got killed on the coal trucks. Between the buffers, I think he said, he got crushed or something. So yeah. So that voice that me and John heard a while back now, when we're up here in the dark on a very cold night, could have very well been the guy. So if there's anybody watching this video who knows about that accident, or who used to know that guy who sadly got killed on the MONKTON Coke Works site, if you don't mind, if you've got any information about his name or anything, could you get in touch? You don't have to give his full name if you don't want to. I know people might be upset or what have you. His first name would do, you know, just so I know, you know, just some information about who it was or whatever. It's worth asking, you know. So if you could provide that, I'd be very grateful. If you did indeed know of him or the accident, if you saw it in the newspaper back in the day or something, you know, you never know. Because these days a lot of people see the stories online, don't they, or research them online. Because that's where I found out about the story where the guy sadly crashed his quad bike. I read about that online. I don't buy newspapers or anything like that. I just looked it up online, you know, and I found the information and all that. It's good to do research when you're going to do videos sometimes on places. That's if you have the name of the place that you're trying to do the research on. Because if you just know of a building that you like the look of or whatever, you might not be able to find any information if you don't know the name of the street or if the building had a name or whatever, you know what I mean. So it can be difficult sometimes. Anyway, with all that being said, I'd just like to thank everybody for watching this video here tonight. And like I say, a very interesting conversation with Kevin there. He had his 2 dogs with him. I think it was 2, possibly 3, but I think it was 2. It's very dark here, it's hard to tell. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like if you enjoyed any of this video, as per usual, and I'll be really grateful about that. Really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see some more videos at some point from me. And I'll be off now. I'm going to head back in the dark down there past the fatal accident spot and get something to eat when I get back home. So thanks for watching, and bye for now. Ta-ra now.